Niners have the week off, which means I have the week off, which means I have anxiety. And when I get anxiety, I make lists. Been doing it since I was a kid. I don't know what it does for me. Maybe it makes me feel like I'm putting the universe in order. Maybe there's something wrong with the way I think. So the list of the week, best quarterbacks in the NFL. How are we going to rank them? Where does Brock Purdy fit? I'm going to go in tiers. I like grouping the quarterbacks as opposed to splitting hairs between which guy is a little bit better on that day. We're going to go tiers. I'm making the tiers. This is my list. Tier 1, Patrick Mahomes, greatest quarterback I've ever seen. Argue with the wall. Better than Tom Brady, better than Joe Montana, has no limitations. You can take away all his weapons. He's still the best quarterback in the league. Probably going to be the first quarterback to three-peat in the Super Bowl era. Yeah. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Second tier. This is the elite tier. This would be the number 1 tier if Patrick Mahomes didn't exist, had never been born. These are quarterbacks who have no limitations, no physical limitations, and have had prolonged success, have done it for a while, and have either won MVPs or gone to Super Bowls or been in the mix for both. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow. Those are the best of the best, not named Patrick Mahomes. Nothing they can't do, and they've done it at a high level for a long time. They've proven it. Then, to me, there is a third tier. This is what I would call the excellent tier. Not elite, but these are guys that either could become elite soon or just haven't proven it enough or haven't been in the opportunity to show that they can win because they're on bad teams, or they have maybe 1 or 2 limitations that prevents them from being truly elite. But these guys are excellent quarterbacks. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, and Kyler Murray. Let me explain why I'm putting these guys where I am. Jared Goff, for instance. Is he elite? No, he can't really move. In spite of that, while he's getting paid a ton of money, he's probably the MVP frontrunner right now in Detroit. He has an incredible arm. Not only does he have a strong arm, but he has probably the most accurate arm in the NFL, completing 74% of his passes. At the top of his game, really experienced, has seen it all. Who could really run that Lions offense better than him right now? Maybe Justin Herbert, who's doing a good job on a bad team, making a lot of money. Kyler Murray, doing a good job on a bad team, making a lot of money. Not that many quarterbacks can do that. Your average good quarterback Dak can't do that. Dak can't make a lot of money on a bad team and do well. If Dak's making money on a bad team, a lot of money, he's going to do poorly. And that doesn't make him a bad quarterback. It just means he's not excellent. Guys who can really play at a high level on bad teams while making most of the money on the cap, Justin Herbert. Matthew Stafford did that back in Detroit. Kyler Murray. And then you got Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, young guys who haven't done it for a long time but look like they're in that next class of guys who have no limitations, and they just have to keep doing it at this level. Now, if you've noticed, I'm not ranking rookies. I don't rank rookies. I need to see more than the season to rank a rookie. But Jaden Daniels looks pretty good. So those are my excellent quarterbacks. The third tier would be the second tier if Patrick Mahomes were never born. Fourth tier. These are the good quarterbacks. Good is good. Don't get upset, Niner fans. Good is let me define what a good quarterback is. A good quarterback can win a Super Bowl if he's on a good team and not making too much money. So, if you give him $60 million a year, you're in trouble. If the defense falls apart, if a lot of injuries happen, you're in trouble. But if this guy is on a good team making a reasonable salary, you just might win the Super Bowl. Who are we talking about here? Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, old Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Hurts, Tua, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott. Am I forgetting anyone? I feel like there's 8 guys. 8 good quarterbacks in the NFL who are absolutely good enough to win a Super Bowl. But if you make them the highest paid player on the team, if you ask them to cook, you're probably cooked. To me, there's nothing wrong with this class of quarterback. You want a good quarterback. It's hard to find a good quarterback because after that, there's the average tier. That's Derek Carr, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith. You don't want those guys. And then you got the truly awful quarterbacks. We need to get into them. Good is good. You just need to be realistic about him and surround him with the good team. Like Russell Wilson is a great example. I don't think there's a better comparison for Brock Purdy than Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl, went to 2, was a hell of a quarterback on a hell of a team. Then he got paid a lot of money. And Marshawn Lynch went away and Richard Sherman went away. And it was like, all right, Russ, time to cook. Go ahead and do more. Throw more. Do more difficult things. Be the reason the team is good. And you know what? He wasn't as good. And the Seahawks weren't as good. And they talked themselves into investing in Geno Smith, which is the worst investment the city of Seattle has ever made. I'm so sorry they do that. But that's like the PTSD of over-investing in a good quarterback. Now you're stuck with an average one. And now look at Russell Wilson again. He's in Pittsburgh. They're not paying him. They got a good running game and a good defense. It's like, oh yeah, he's good because he can make plays. If you give him 26 throws in a game, he'll hit a lot of them. He'll make some big plays through the air, with his legs. He doesn't have to be elite because the team is so good, and he just might win a Super Bowl. That, to me, is Brock Purdy. There's no shame in having a Russell Wilson-type career. He's a playmaker with his legs. Is he the best pocket quarterback? No, he's not. Has Brock Purdy ever thrown 40 passes in a game? No, because you don't want him to. You want him throwing 25, 30. That's a winning recipe for him. But if he has to like put the offense on his back, throw 40 passes, I mean, he tends to throw picks. And if he throws more than one in a game, he's never won a game, ever. 0-5 when he throws at least 2 picks in a game. And that doesn't make him bad. It doesn't even make him average. He is a good quarterback. But there's a bunch of good quarterbacks in the league this year, right now. And there's some awfully talented guys who are rookies. I mean, Drake May's looking pretty talented. So the Niners have to be keenly aware of the market. And just because they have their first good quarterback since Jeff Garcia doesn't mean they need to make him the highest paid player in franchise history by a whole lot, because that's what Seattle did with Russell Wilson and it didn't work. And they're still struggling, man. They're still struggling in Seattle. You go up there, people aren't doing well. It's like, what's going on? Well, Russell Wilson happened. We're stuck in Geno Smith territory. It's terrible. I'm depressed. You thought it was the rain. It's Geno. So everyone loves the Brock Purdy story, but he'll be Dak Purdy pretty quick if he's making $60 million a year. Keep that in mind. Good quarterback who's really as good as his running back. Sorry.